everybody. Well, here I am at the Martial Art History Museum, and I'm with these two amazing people. I am with Greg Alba and Jabby Kaway, who have great YouTube channels, The Real Rejects, with John also behind the camera, and The Jabby Kaway Show. And it's interesting the way we met. We were at the screening of Fury of the Fist, and Greg was sitting next to me, and it was like a fiasco. They couldn't find the film, the fire alarms were going off, and I think, how long did it take for the movie to get started?
About an hour and a half.
About an hour and a half. So you're just sitting there.
Didn't you cut his name into the chair to make sure he would sit next to you, like with a knife? You keep back. I'm just joking.
How did you know? I did. You know, I was like, oh yeah. So anyway, you know, you're sitting there and you're looking like at left and right and stuff, and then he said, what did you say? I don't know. You were like,
excuse me, you're Cynthia Rothrock, right? Yeah, because you're already sitting, and I was like, whenever I see someone I recognize, I always have that doubt in my mind. Like, maybe it's not them, I just think it's them. But yeah, I saw you, and I was like, you're Cynthia Rothrock, right? And it took me about 20 minutes to actually say something to you. Yeah.
and then he was like, can I take a selfie for my brother? We used to watch your movies when we were young, and I was like, sure, you know. And then, you know, you're sitting there, you know, another half hour goes by, and I go, so, do you know Sean Stone?
Yeah.
And he goes, no, I'm here to cover it because for my YouTube channel. I was like, YouTube channel? That's what I'm just starting. So I was like trying to pick his brains and everything, and luckily, here we are today, and I am interviewing them.
Yes.
So, how did you guys, did you get started at the same time doing the shows, or did one come first and the other?
Well, I had a YouTube channel for a long time, but I wasn't really doing much with it. Gregory actually got the kickstart on doing YouTube videos on the regular before me. You were doing, like, I don't want to talk for you, but like you're doing reviews and reactions and whatnot well before I was.
That's good.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
Keep talking. All right, if you don't mind. So yeah, Greg was doing movie reviews for a long time with like the suit and tie and whatnot, you know, fast cuts, and it was very entertaining stuff. And so I tried to avoid copying him, so I didn't do it for the longest time. And then he got into reaction videos, and his channel blew up. And then at some point, I decided to do reaction videos, but I have a different audience, a different demographic. But we essentially do similar things, different sensibilities, different cutting styles. But yeah, both are review and reaction channels, along with skits and short films.
Okay, and now how did you get into it? Like, were you just like a movie buff, or you know what got you into?
Probably
I learned what movies are a few years ago, and I was like, I should do something.
There's this thing called motion pictures.
Motion pictures, interesting. No, yeah, I was working some job that I really hated. I was a receptionist at a doctor's office, and I was my passion's in film, but I didn't know what I could do with that at the time. I just kind of felt like I was at a dead end, and I saw that people were doing movie reviews on YouTube. And I was like, I could do that. That's easy. And then after about a year or two doing it with my buddy, right there behind the camera, I didn't know until about a year in, like, oh, people make money doing this. I was just doing it to try to get my foot in the door to make my life easier for bigger pursuits. And then it just sort of became a full-time thing once I have the screenshot of the first 50 cents I ever made. And that was like, I was like, it's working! So
we're waiting for that moment. When we get our 50 cents, we're going to be so excited, Michael and I.
Because it hit me there, like, well, with this amount of views and this many people subscribing a day, this is 50 cents now. This just gets bigger. And then, yeah, from there, and eventually I was able to quit my job and then just do YouTube full time. And when he was doing his channel, you had reached some point too where I was like, you should just quit your job.
Yeah, for me what happened was my channel was kind of all over the place. I was doing like reviews with my former stepdaughter, and I was doing reaction videos every now and then, and I was doing a talk show, but it was kind of all over the place. It wasn't really focused. And then that relationship, with my former stepdaughter's mom ended, and I needed something to really focus in on to just stay busy all the time, and I decided to do reaction videos. And I wanted to figure out a way to branch out to separate myself from what Gregory was doing, because he was the cream of the crop, and I was just shy of being irrelevant. And so I started looking at foreign films, and I found some Indian movies, and I was like, well, no one's really doing that, so I decided to do that. And then a bunch of Indians found my channel, even though my intent was to share Indian movies with Americans. Indians found my channel, and they're like, can you look at this video? Can you look at this video? Can you look at this? And then it just blew up. I went from 1,000 subscribers a month to 1,000 subscribers a day.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
it was insane.
All
Yeah.
you people in India, check my YouTube channel. Cynthia Rothrock channel.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny with foreign markets of how that works. Like, his channel has like 100,000 more followers than ours now. And I remember when our channel first started growing, it was mainly because I covered a movie called The Raid 2, which is an Indonesian film.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Was
maybe
that your first movie you covered?
It was the first movie that got an audience reception that I covered. Usually it was like, no one's watching my videos, but then that was the one where people were like, who's this American guy talking about our movie in our country? And I think there's something to that when when a country has like a film that's doing well, then American checks it out. And we didn't like ride the Indonesian wave after that, but that was the start. That was when momentum started occurring for our channel too. So yeah.
And what was the first movie you ever did? Do you remember?
Ooh, God, I don't know. Do you remember the first movie review? I think it was a movie. Prometheus was the first review we did. It was in my ex-girlfriend's like the back house that I ever covered. It was like it took like hours to set up, and now we set up a video in like less than a minute. So yeah.
And never reviewed any Cynthia Rothrock movies?
Fury of the Fist. Check it out.
Oh, yes, that's right.
That's up on YouTube.
Right, yes, okay. So what else do you guys do other than YouTube stuff? Do you... What else?
It's something we basically eat, sleep, and drink
You do,
all day
right.
long. Yeah, like
I
Yeah.
try to find sleep. Try to find a sleep
Wow,
schedule.
so it's full time.
It's full time, yeah. I mean, it's one
of
of those things where when you find something that you love, it's like that Chinese proverb, whatever. You find something you love, you never work a day in your life. And it's like I went to bed at 2 a.m. and then I woke up at 7 and continued.
Wow.
You know, it's just like all the time. It's constant.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I know, I kind of, because, I do a lot of stuff, but when Michael and I do our YouTube channel, like, we're getting so into it, like, and it's kind of, I'm starting to annoy my friends, because everywhere I go somewhere, I'm taking the video, and I'm thinking, but it's fun, and, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and Michael's texting me, are you up? Like, he does it all late, but you know what it is? It's fun. It is fun. We're not making money yet, but we're close. We're close.
Well, it's not. I think it's more fun in the beginning stages when you're not making money, actually, because there's so much more freedom to what you can do.
Yeah, there's less consequence.
Yeah, see, we don't know. We're learning. We're learning as we go along here.
When it becomes like you already do so much for multiple streams of income, like when it became the primary source of income in my life, I was like, oh, now I can't mess this up. I gotta stay consistent with this. Whereas before it was like it didn't really matter. I could just do it at like you're in the stage where it's like you do such a variety of things on yours. And most channels, including us, is like we have to stick to a primary thing and then every once in a while mix it up.
Yeah.
Whereas right now you can just mix it up and just have a great time.
Yeah, we just do anything, and I guess I enjoy it because I like to keep in contact with the fans and keep what's going on, and they like that because a lot of actors don't like to do that, but for me, I've always felt that if your fans out there don't like you or they don't keep coming back, they're going to forget about you and you're not going to be as popular. So I feel like I owe everything to them, my popularity.
Well, that's the advantage you have is you're Cynthia Rothrock. So you could do whatever you want and it'll be fine.
I don't know about that, but
I have a question for you, even though you're
go ahead.
So is Rothrock that's your legal name?
Yes, that's my name. It's a real name.
Because it's like there are these names that came out of the 80s that seem like they were bred in the 80s and they were like 80s names and you don't have them anymore.
Well, my father was Fred Flintstone. No, Rothrock is my real name. But a lot of people say, "Oh, that sounds like a Fred Flintstone."
An action
or
hero
a
name.
strong name, or a strong name, But that's
what does it mean?
What does it mean?
Yeah, Rothrock. Have you ever looked it up?
Red Rock.
Oh.
I did. I
just
looked it up.
means a version of a
Red
rock.
But
That's
it's so funny because every Rothrock out there in media land are all my relatives.
Oh, really?
yeah. It's like, oh, your uncle is a brain surgeon in San Diego, and I'm like, okay. Yeah.
Wow.
But anyway, what I wanted to talk about, you guys are martial artists.
Yes.
That's how you do. So tell me a little bit about your martial art background.
I first off, the reason why I know who you are is because of my dad. He's the one that introduced me to Bruce Lee and everything, and he basically turned me on to martial arts in general. And so when I was 12, I had a friend in school who taught at a martial arts studio, and he gave me a month free thing from me and my brother. And that's where we started learning martial arts, and we both stayed there for a really long time. We both got our black belts within about 3 years or so. And I always had the intent to like learn every single martial arts style out there, but I really just stuck to Taekwondo for a long time. And I think Greg did too.
Yeah.
And you know, I haven't been in it as much lately because I had an injury. I was practicing run up the wall backflips. And I guess I'd been wearing the wrong shoes for many years because I got plantar fasciitis in my right foot. And that just kind of stopped all the super tricks and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like up until that injury, I was doing like flips, like crazy stuff, like you were doing, but not to the level of Cynthia Rothrock. But like I was doing lots of martial arts stuff. But I still love it. I still watch fight scenes all the time. I critique fight scenes online and whatnot. But yeah.
I was the first female from Western culture in the 1980s to make it big in Hong Kong cinema, actually.
Well, darn, I was the second.
You were second,
boy.
and no one gives me enough credit for that, honestly. I stopped a little bit before you did. I was addicted to it. It's funny, actually, because we trained at Jun Chung Taekwondo, and walking to the Martial Arts History Museum, the gi and the patch is right over there, and insert a photo, Michael. Yeah, it's like the uniforms we would wear are right there. And yeah, I got my black belt when I was like 10. I wasn't even in 8th, 7th grade yet or something. It was like 5th or 6th grade when I got it. And I did stop a little bit early. Yeah, so I got into like theater stuff, and life happened. But one time I did put up a fight scene on YouTube when I was a lot heavier. Within the past year, I have lost about 30 to 40 pounds. And when I put up this fight scene, I got filled with comments of Greg is Sammo Hung. Yeah. Because it was a cool fight. People really liked the fight.
Did you have your shirt off?
No, I didn't. I was just a lot heavier back then, so I was like, I didn't know this fat guy could fight. So that was it. So yeah, I mean, maybe because I started at an earlier age than Jabby. And because of that, like, if I stretch for like 2 weeks, I can still kick pretty high and everything.
Actually, there's a story behind that. So
yeah, it was a terrible time in my life.
I used to stretch him out when we were kids. I would pull his hands and push his.
He would
feet
do
out
that thing
Oh,
where
yeah,
he would put his ankle, his heels on my
your
inner
groin.
ankles, on my groin. Yeah, kick my groin. Yeah,
That'll make it flexible.
Oops, sorry.
He'd just shoot my legs out, and I would
Sorry
be
there.
crying. But then for a while growing up, like that was my claim to fame, was I could just like jump in the air and then fall in the splits. So that used to be my claim to claim.
Well, you know what? Next time I do a film, or maybe even my documentary, we'll get you guys in and get them doing a fight scene.
Yeah,
Okay,
that'd be
I'll
cool.
train
Yeah,
for 2
wouldn't that
weeks.
be fun? Yeah, start stretching now.
Gregor used to jump into splits and punch and pretend he's punching Sonya Blade from Mortal Kombat. He's like, take that for stealing Cynthia Rothrock's identity.
I knew that at a young age. Yeah.
No, I thought you were going, no, I'm Sonya Blade. I was the first woman in Hong Kong. Well, yeah, I mean, it's great. Thank you so much, for,
Hold on, I have a
Yeah,
question
you have
for
a
you.
question
Would
for me?
would you go to India to do fight scenes? My audience would love to know that.
Yes, I would. I almost shot a movie in India.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was, we were going to shoot it on that island. Remember, didn't they do a James Bond film somewhere on an island off of India? Yeah, it was somewhere, one of them.
So I'm not sure.
Michael, What is it? Oh, Paul knows.
Octopussy?
Octopussy, right? Well, yeah, but that wasn't that movie, but it was to do a film there, and I remember in the contract it was like I would get like a massage every single day, and I was like,
Oh,
my
wow.
God. But,
Wow.
I've never been, but that's on my list, maybe 2019, to go and tour over there.
Okay. That's
Yes,
good to know.
so definitely, and I took a few Bollywood classes.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, you're priming yourself for
I
Bollywood.
I
That's
am,
cool.
I am. Yeah.
They do have some pretty cool fight scenes that I've seen from the Bollywood market. So yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be. That'd be very good. Have you ever been?
I have been to India.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's pretty cool over there.
Yeah.
It's a different world. It's interesting. Like I recommend it for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So and the food is amazing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I like spicy.
Yeah.
I like spicy food.
Yeah,
They definitely have
I
spicy
like
food.
Sherman Oaks.
You like burgers.
I like burgers and fries.
Burgers and fries. Got to get back into that fat dragon
Yeah,
mode
I
for
gotta-
film.
I gotta get back.
Yeah, you got. Yeah. Yeah.
Would you be open to coming on my channel and watching fight scenes with me and critiquing them?
Oh, I would love that.
Okay.
Yes. I did that on a show, another show, Nerdist or something like that.
Okay.
They did martial arts, but I would love to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be fun. Okay, yeah. So we will be doing that. So
You guys heard it here first. She said she was going to come on my
yes,
channel.
we are. Good.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys check in. I know they have millions of subscribers, but my subscribers out there? Yeah, you wish, right?
No, not a million. Not, together combined,
Someday.
we have just over 1 million.
I have hundreds.
Yes. Yeah, hundreds.
Hundreds of thousands.
Yes. And Real Rejects,
Yes.
right? And Debbie.
And Jabby's okay, that one.
Debbie, okay. Debbie Cohead.
Jabby Coed.
Jabby Coed.
All right, guys. Well, thanks.
Jabby Coed dorm room. That
Yes, and live here. Well, I guess we're not live.
Live
It's gonna be
from
video.
Saturday night.
We're live while we're
Martial
recording.
Art History Museum.
Yes. It's happening live while we record.
All right, thanks.
Peace out.
Thank you, everybody, for watching my YouTube channel, and don't forget to subscribe.